Hope you guys had an amazing Friday. It is Cinco de Mayo or whatever they call it. And a lot of people are probably out drinking, turning up. But guess what we're doing? We're here educating our community when it comes to building wealth and saving money and growing money. And most importantly, tonight's topic, which is really about setting our kids up to be millionaires. How many of you would love to set your kids up to be millionaires? Put in the chat if you would love your son or your daughter to be a millionaire, right, in their lifetime. A millionaire in their lifetime, right? And guys, it is doable. Like the irony is that it is so doable, right? If you know what we know, it is super doable to set your kids up. What a blessing to be able to set your kids up to be millionaires, right? And if they turn out to be fortunate and blessed and they have an amazing career and they don't need the money, at the end of the day, it's your money. And that's what we're going to show you guys tonight. So my name is Odetta King. Super excited. This opportunity was gifted to me 6 years ago, believe it or not. I did not think twice. I ran with it. And by the way, I do not have any kids, but I have more millionaire nieces and nephews throughout the United States, because a lot of my friends, a lot of my family, a lot of my clients, when they tell me they have a kid, I'm like, listen, girl, this is what you need to do, right? And when I see somebody is pregnant, and I'm like, listen, as soon as you get that Social Security, this is what you're going to do. In fact, I just texted one of my clients. I met her last year at her baby shower. And she got twins, right? She got twins. So we're definitely making sure that we're going to set those twins up to be millionaire babies. And what I'm going to share with you guys tonight is we're going to start with some education, because again, everything for us starts with education. If you don't know this information, you're going to learn it tonight, and you're going to wish that you had known about these strategies, things that people have been doing, the wealthy have been doing for a long time. This is what they do to set their kids up. So let's talk about money. Did you guys know that there are rules to money? Right? Does anybody know? Have you ever heard before that there are rules to money? If you have, put a 1 in the chat, right? Because one thing I always wanted to learn was, how does the rich get rich? What is it that they know, right? You give them 100,000 and they're going to know exactly what to do to grow it, right? That's because they know what we're about to teach you, rules of the money, right? So there's 3 rules to money. And guys, if you understand this, you're gonna know exactly what to do with your money. Whether you have $100 or $1 million, you're gonna know exactly what to do with your money. So the first rule to money is 72 compound interest. Now, how many of you have heard of my uncle, Albert Einstein? Right? That's my uncle. So my uncle was the one who created this rule. Shout out to everyone that's on Facebook. Please go ahead and share the live. Thank you so much for watching. I see you guys. So guys, we are streaming live. Y'all already know when I'm doing this stuff, I'm like all over, because I'm super passionate about everybody getting this information. So for those of you that follow me on social, make sure that you just share the live so more people can see it. So money has rule. The first rule is rule of 72, which is compound interest. My uncle Albert Einstein was the one that created this. And he said, in order for us to know how many years your money is going to take to double, take the number 72 and divide it by the rate of return, which is the interest, right? The rate of return, which is the interest. So if you have your money earning 4%, 72 divided by 4% is 18 years. So you got a newborn born today, right? 18 years from now, if you put your money earning 4%, he's going to have 20,000. Another 18 years, when he's 36 years old, he's going to have 40,000, right? That's with a newborn, right? Now, what if you're able to get, and I'm going to go to the far right, what if you're able to get 12% on your money? 72 divided by 12% is 6 years. Now your money doubles every 6 years. So again, imagine you have a newborn today, right? And I like to say newborn because when we have a newborn, everybody is Google guying. They're excited. They're sending you money. You got money for the shower. You got money for the christening. You got money for birthdays. And every time people give you money, because you're my client, you know what to do with that money, right? So you stacked up about $10,000 and you know exactly where to put it. So when your child is 36 years old, if you're getting 12%, the money would have grown to $640,000. How many 36 years old today have $640,000? Guys, that is the power of compound interest. You take the number 72 divided by the interest that you're getting, and that will tell you how many years your money is going to take to double. Well, can somebody put in the chat, what is the number one place most people today are saving their money? Put in the chat, where are most people saving their money? In the banks. And are the banks giving us 4%, 12%, 8%? No. What is the average interest that the banks are giving us? Well, I'm going to tell you, 0.06, not even 1. But let's say for easy math, let's say we do 1%. Now, 72 divided by 1% is going to be 72 years. Guys, money in the bank will never double, right? So I don't want to hear anybody telling me, right? Oh, Dada, I got bank account for my kids. Oh, Dada, I got a lot of money in the bank for my kids. Well, that is good, but it's sitting in the wrong vehicle because it's going to take 72 years to double. Your child is going to be like done with school. He's going to be a grandpa by then, right? So the first rule to money is to get your money to compound. Look for accounts that are offering higher interest. These accounts exist, friends. These accounts exist. 12% exists, 8% exists, 4% exists, but you're not going to get it at the bank. You're not going to get it at the bank, right? So the first rule to money is wherever you're saving money right now or investing it for your kids, make sure you're getting double digits, 10 and higher, double digits, 10% and higher, right? And now you know the rule is 72. You understand why, because you take 72 divided by the number, and that will tell you how many years your money is going to take to double. Now, just imagine if you had known this, and before you even got pregnant, you were saving money somewhere. You would have had a lot of money before your kid was even born. But now let's say you got off this webinar and you got a newborn. And I tell you exactly where to put that money. Your newborn, when he's 36 years old, he's going to have $640,000 at 12% interest. Now, let's look at the second rule, taxes. Everybody's going to pay taxes. But like the Bible says, you don't want to pay more than your fair share. We're not trying to cheat the system here. We're okay with paying tax, but we don't want to pay extra tax. We don't want to pay more than our fair share of tax. So if you have accounts like a checking, saving, CD, stocks, right? Mutual funds, right? These accounts are known as tax now because you're going to pay tax now when you get your paycheck. You pay tax now when you put the money in these accounts and it grows, right? You see the triangle is getting bigger. The more your money grows in these accounts, you're paying tax all the way. So you're giving up more money in taxes. The more money you grow, the more tax you pay. So if you have a lot of money in the stock market and you made money, guess what? You're going to pay more taxes because it grew. So these accounts are good, but they're not the best. And most people have accounts sitting here. Now, what about the folks that have a job? They have a tax later account. These are your 401k, your 403b, IRA, SEP IRA, annuity, pension, TSP. Any one of these accounts that your job is giving you are taxed later. Now, can anybody tell me, do you think taxes is going to go up or is it going to come down? 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, are taxes going to go up or taxes is going to come down? Now, if you pay attention to the news, if you heard what happened this week, and you heard what the government is saying is going to happen come June 1st, you know all indications, taxes has to go up. Taxes will go up. So let me bring you back to this diagram at the top here. Do you want to pay tax on $10,000 today? Or do you want to pay tax on $640,000 later? And we know tax is going to be greater because it is later, right? So I'd rather pay tax on $10,000 while my money is little today, rather than paying tax on $640,000 later, and I don't know how much tax are going to go up later. So let me give you another analogy. Imagine you are a farmer. Do you want to pay tax on the seed or do you want to pay tax on the harvest when that mango tree has blossomed and bearing tons of mango, even dropping down on the floor? Do you want to pay tax on every one of those mango or you want to pay tax on that little itty bitty one seed? You want to pay tax today. You don't want to put it till later, because later it's going to be greater. Later, you're going to give up more of your money. So the third bucket for taxes are tax advantage. Now, the word advantage alone gives it away. The word advantage alone gives it away. You have advantage. It's advantageous to put your money in this bucket, because in this bucket, you're going to pay tax in the beginning on your little itty bitty money. Can somebody mute their lines? Let me see who that is. Okay. You're going to pay tax today on the little itty bitty money today, right? Pay tax on the $10,000. Pay tax on the $500. Pay tax on the $2,000. Because guess what? When it grows to $640,000, you're keeping all of it. Not a penny goes to Uncle Sam in taxes, right? So these tax advantage accounts, I'm sure you've heard of some of them: a Roth IRA, 529 college saving. And I'm going to stop right here. Who on this call right now has a 529 college saving plan? Put a 1 comment. If you have a 529 college saving plan for your kids, put a 1 in the comment. Let's see. Michelle, we're going to need to talk, right? Thank you so much for participating, right? Anybody else? Put a 1 in the comment. So a 529 college saving, because this webinar tonight is about setting your kids up to be millionaire. I'm going to spend some time and talk about the 529. As a professor, when we get applications from your kids, the student, if you have a bank account, if you have an IRA, if you have a 529 college saving plan, to us, you got money. You have money. And because you have money, we're not going to give you money. Because you have money, we are not going to give you any money. So it's almost like we're punishing you guys for saving for your kids. But then you have somebody like me, right? I don't have any kids, but my nieces and nephew, they're going to apply for financial aid and they're going to get all of it. Is it fair? Well, this is why the rich is getting richer. This is why we teach financial education. This is why we're educating our community how to save money smart, right? And did you know with a 529 college saving plan, hope and pray the stock market doesn't crash the year your child is ready to go to school. Because if you have $100,000 in your 529 college saving plan, and the year your child is ready to go to college, the stock market drop, now you don't have 100,000 anymore. You lost money, right? So it's not just about saving money, it's about saving money smart. So executive bonus, long-term care, cash value. When it comes to the taxes, this is great. This is the best vehicle you want to save most of your money in, because here you're legally minimizing taxes. Tax-free money means more money. Tax-free money means more money. If you and I, let's say Brandy have $1 million and Vita has $1 million, but Brandy $1 million has to be taxed, she doesn't have $1 million because Uncle Sam is going to take 30, 40, 50% of that. But if Vita $1 million is tax-free, Vita has $1 million, right? So understand that it's not just about saving money, but these are all layers of things that we have to look at. I spoke to a client today and he said, Odetta, I had it all. At one time, I had $400,000 cash. Today, I'm broke. He said, I'm sorry, I didn't know you when I was handling money. Today, I'm broke. People may know how to make money. They don't know how to grow and keep their money. That's a different level of education. This is where financial education come in. There's a lot of people that could go to a job and make 6, 7 figures, but do they know how to grow, protect, and keep that money so 10, 15, 20 years from now, they're not broke, right? The third rule of money deals. Okay, Nami, can you mute your line? Nami? Okay, the third rule to money is investment options. Now, everybody wants to invest. And I have multiple degrees, graduated from NYU, never took an investment class. Went to St. Francis, never took an investment class. But everybody wants to invest. Were we educated on how to invest our money? Or are we just throwing something against a wall and hope it sticks? There's 3 types of investment. You put your money in the bank, you open a CD, you're going to get a fixed rate, 2%, 3%. You open any bank product, you're going to get a fixed rate. The interest is fixed. Your money's not going to grow higher, but it's also not going to go lower. It is a fixed interest. That's a problem because everything around us is going up. Cost of living is going up, but your money is fixed. The interest is fixed. Meanwhile, you're spending more money for everything. You're spending more money for the gas. You're spending more money for school fees. You're spending more money for tuition. You're spending more money to send the kids away for camping. You're spending more on everything. But the money in the bank is a fixed interest. It's not keeping up with inflation. So here your money is safe, but it's not going to grow a lot. What if you have your money in the stock market? Because then I have people that say, well, Odetta, I'm investing. Well, that's good. So now let's talk about investing. All forms of traditional investment is variable. There is nothing safe about variable. Google the word variable. Do you really want to have your retirement or your kids' college money in a variable account where it's going to go up and down? Everything that goes up must come down. So although you may get some growth, you're also going to lose money. You can grow the money, but the money is not safe. There's no guarantee that you'll never lose money. The third investment option is index strategies. And index strategies is only offered by life insurance companies. Now, you see, life insurance company, they've done their due diligence. They've seen thousands of families losing money at a time when they're most vulnerable. And they created a product. With index strategies, you see these locks, it locks in your gain. So when the market go up, your money go up. But when the market come down, you see this gray line? When the market come down and everybody else is losing money, you locked in your gains. You locked in your gains. You will never, ever lose money. So if your child is getting ready to go to college and the market is dropped, your neighbor is losing money. Your child is still on track to go to college because they never lost anything. Their gains are locked in. So you have safety and you also have growth. You get the best of both worlds, right? Safety, your money is safe and your money is growing. Now, this account that it's indexed that I'm talking to you about, one of the companies that are blazing the trail is Transamerica. Transamerica has been around for 100 years old, more than you and I, more than your grandparents, right? Transamerica is the #1 selling IUL. What is IUL? Index Universal Life. This is a company that's A-rated, AM Best, A1 Moody's, A+ S&P Global. So when you save your money in an Index Universal Life, for short, we call it IUL, right? Your money is going to grow up to 13%. Your money is safe. You're guaranteed not to ever lose. So it doesn't matter what year your child is ready to go off to college. You ain't got to watch the news. You don't care what the stock market is doing because you ain't ever losing money. In fact, when the market is down, you're still going to make money, 0.75. So many of you probably heard about Warren Buffett, my second uncle. Warren Buffett said when it comes to investing, the #1 rule to investment is never lose money. And the #2 rule is remember rule #1. Remember the rule #1, never lose money. But if people don't know this, they're gonna lose. So when you have your money in an IUL, Index Universal Life, your money goes up when the market is up. And when the market is down, you're still making money. You're still making money. You didn't lose any money and you're still making money, 0.75, guarantee. This is a contract between you and the company. This is a contract. You're guaranteed never to lose money. On top of it, this is a tax-free vehicle. And because it is tax-free, you can touch that money at any age. And I'm going to show you guys in a live illustration. On top of it, this is the cherry on top. You're getting protection. Protection on what, Odetta? Well, God forbid if we pass away prematurely, there's a life insurance that's going to pay out a death benefit. If we get sick along the way, we have living benefits. So I was just talking to my uncle, shout out to Uncle Andrew, right? And we have some family and the members that are not well health-wise, right? And I said to my uncle, I said, imagine, right? If we had these strategies on these individuals, right now, they would be getting a check because they're not healthy. They can't work anymore. My grandmother, some of you who may or may not know, passed away last year. I said to my uncle, if we had $2-3 million on her life, the next generation right now will be having that 2-3 million. Two things for sure is certain, guys. We're gonna die, we're gonna get sick. Ensure those two things. Two things for sure are gonna happen. We're gonna die, we're gonna get sick. Those are the things we want to ensure. So God forbid when we pass on, the next generation is better. And God forbid if we get sick, we ain't got to be selling everything out to keep the lights on, right? Because we have living benefits. Now, I want to talk to you. I'm going to come back to the 529 because I know a lot of people have money in a 529 or they may have money in the bank for their kids. I'm just going to point out about 2 to 3 points with a 529 compare to an IUL, Index Universal Life, right? Your 529 is only for college. What if your child doesn't want to go to college? What if your child wants to start a business? What if your child is gifted and he wants to go to a trade school? Or he doesn't want to go to school at all. He wants to be an entrepreneur. Times are different, guys. Times are different. I mean, coming from a professor, I could tell you, school is not the only way. I mean, it's great to have it. It gets you in the door. But what if they don't want to go to college? They can still be successful. But when you have money in the 529, it can only be used for college. If you use this money for any other reason besides college, they're going to penalize you. IUL can be used for anything. Anything. Anything, right? But here's a big one. Here's the big one, guys. Your 529, like I said it earlier, to us, you got money. So we're not going to give you any money because you got money, right? Your 529 assets weigh against you towards financial aid, scholarships, and grants. You're leaving money on the table, people. You are leaving money on the table. Because the minute we see you got a 529, you got bank account, you got IRAs, you got stocks, we ain't giving you nothing. Instead, they're going to give my nieces and nephews. Because auntie or dad already took care of them, right? And they're going to get financial aid, and they're going to get scholarship, and they're going to get grants, and they still have their money. So when they're done with school, they have more money, right? So these things weigh against you. You're literally leaving money on the table. What if you have a couple of kids? What if you have 2, 3 kids? And they all want to go to college? That's okay. I'm glad that you're saving, but let's save smart, right? IUL assets do not weigh against you because they don't even see it. We don't have to disclose it. They don't see it, right? And like I said, that money can be used for anything. It can buy a down payment on a house for your house. It could start a business. It could be for a wedding. It could be for an apartment, for a car, anything. So here, when you have money in an IUL, that's how you're controlling your future, right? Now, let's look at, this is the favorite part, and I know this is where everybody zooms in, right? This is an illustration of not even 1-year-old, a newborn, right? You see it says here, female age 0, juvenile, right? It's a newborn, not even 1-year-old. And we're setting this kid up to be a millionaire, right? Most people only think about college for their kids, and that's good. But we want to educate our community to set them up beyond college. So here we have a mom or a dad saving about $4,604 in a year. That's your savings goal. I'm going to put away $4,600 every year for my child. That's your saving goal. Let's have some saving goals because most people just spend. No, we're going to have a saving goal. This year, we're going to save $4,600 towards little Ashley or Johnny or whatever her name is, right? That's our saving goal this year. Now, immediately, that $4,600, right, gives her a net worth of $150,000. What does this mean? That's her net worth. How many newborn you don't even have a net worth? Guys, how many newborn do you even know have a net worth? They don't. But here, we set this child up to have a net worth from day one, $150,000, right? Like, guys, I cannot wait to have a baby. Like, my baby's gonna be stupid rich, okay? With this information that I teach families, stupid rich. My kid ain't going nowhere, okay? He's staying home every day. He could just go into grandma's house and back home. Now, this account, pay attention. So this is the age. This first column shows the child age, the number of years we have the account, and we're just cruising. We're saving $4,600 a year. That's it, guys. We already know statistics shows grandparents on average spend $2,500. So if grandparents are going to already tap it up with a $2,500, you and I, the parent, we just pocket in the extra $2,000 and we got our $4,600 per year. People are spending money, guys. We're spending the money. We're spending the money. We're spending that $200-300 that's slipping through the crack. And then 15-20 years from now, we have nothing to show. Let's become educated savers, right? Because like I said, if you Google statistics, grandparents on average spend about $2,500 on a grandchild. Now we're just gonna say, Granny, this is where we're gonna put the money. So one day when you're gone, they're gonna sing you praises because Granny started this plan for me, or Mom started this plan for me, right? Now let's go to, I'm just gonna fly through. Let's go to age 16. They're about to go off to college, right? They're getting ready for college. And because they didn't save the money in a 529 or in the bank account, when we do the financial aid paperwork, check, 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 we get in those checks because we ain't got nothing on paper, we broke. But thanks to Auntie Odetta, we stack it, right? We just know where to put the money. So when you're 16, we would have contributed a total of $73,000 and we have access to $113,000. This second to last column that says cash surrender value, this is the money that you and I have access to touch. And by the way, the best part about this plan, well, there's so many good parts about this plan. You, mommy and daddy, are the owner of this account. So if little Johnny doesn't want to listen to you and he want to smoke hookah and turn up every weekend, guess what? You don't have to give him this money. This is your money, Mom. This is your money, Dad. You're saving for the child, but if the child is not doing what they're supposed to do, you ain't got to give it to them. You ain't got to give it to them. Now, when this child is done with school, done with college, they got a job, they can turn it, we can turn it over to them. And age 22, they got 194,000, almost 200,000. Guys, ask yourself, which 22-year-old you and I know today that has almost 200,000 to their name, cash, tax-free? And we fund this account until age 24. We fund this account until age 24. Not a penny more goes in. You see here, age 25, look at all these zeros. We stop funding this account. We stop contributing to this account. We fund it from now to age 24, and we would have contributed a total of 110. It grows to 228. You don't put a penny more, all these zeros, a penny more. So at age 30, they have 326,000. At age 40, oh my God, over $500,000. Which 40-year-old you and I know today have $500,000 tax-free? Guys, your kids will be better than you and I. because of strategies like this. You start saving and stocking away money smart in vehicles that are compound interest, uninterrupted. It doesn't matter what the stock market does. You're growing that money, you're protecting that money, and you're setting your child up for massive success. Become a millionaire. And let's look at the millionaire mark. It's crazy. At the age of 49 years old, how much did we put in total, guys? $110,000. You put in $110,000 and it grew to over $1 million. There's a lot of millionaire babies walking around in this country. And like I said, if they don't want to do the right thing, this is your money. At the end of the day, make no mistake, you're saving it for your child, but you don't have to give it to your child. And if they're good kids and they need financial help, they want to go to college, they want to buy a house, they want to start a business, they want to buy a car, when they come to mommy and daddy, I got you, son. I got you. How much you need? The conversation is different, people. When you have accounts like these and your kids come to you for money because they want to do good in life, the conversation is different. It's not going to be, oh, I don't have no money. Go figure it out. Go work a job. Go do this. Go do that. The conversation is, how much do you need? How much do you need? How much do you need? That's what we're asking them. How much do you need? Right? You want to go to college? Okay. How much do you need? You want to buy a house? How much is the down payment? You want to buy a car? How much is the car? The question is, how much do you need? Versus, I ain't got it. Go figure it out. Go borrow money from the bank. Go ask this person. Go rob a bank. My mom tells my brother, go rob a bank. I know, she's crazy, right? But she's joking. But the idea is the conversation is going to be different. Now, I graduated from NYU and I love my parents, but I remember when I was doing paperwork, like they had nothing to give me. Not a dollar towards even buying books, not a dollar towards paying for anything for school. But I don't blame them because they didn't know better. I know that if someone had sat with them and showed them this stuff, they would have done it. But nobody sat with them. There's so many families today that don't know this information. And this is why we do what we do, to share it with them so they can be in a better position and their kids also be in a better position. Because guess what? I always give myself as an example. If my parents had done this for me, I don't need this money. I'm not bragging. I'm not boasting. With all due respect, God is good. I don't need this money. I would have turned back and said, you know what, Mom? This is your retirement. Thank you for birthing me. Thank you for bringing me to America. Thank you for providing a roof over my head and making the environment conducive for me to go to college and get a degree and get a great career. I don't need that money, Mom. This is your retirement, mommy, mom. This is your retirement. Guys, when you do good, it comes back to you. Imagine if we had started these for our kids, and our kids are massively wealthy. They're successful. They got great careers. They've done good for themselves. This is your retirement money. Or you could gift it or help another child, because not everybody's going to be successful. Some of us, we may have kids that are brighter than others. You could help that other child, right? So these plans are super, super powerful, guys. Do not sleep on it. And on top of it, let me show you. Again, we just didn't set up this child just for college. We mapped out this child's entire life. Because now, when they're in their 50s, they don't have to wait until they're 65 and 70 to retire. By the way, who says retirement is 65? That's what society tells us. Retirement has nothing to do with age. Retirement has everything to do with how much money you have. If you have a lot of money, you don't need to work anymore, You ain't got to wait until you're 65. You don't have to wait until you're 70. You don't have to wait until you're 72 or 68 or 60. You retire when you're ready because you have money. You have enough money to hold you over until you die. So by us doing a strategy like this child retirement, they could retire at age 50. They could retire at age 40. They could retire at age 45. It's ludicrous, right, guys? And then, of course, let's continue in our 50s and our 60s. We're in the millions. And then let's say we want to retire at 71. Now we could start taking distribution. 193,000, almost 200,000. Guys, do you know how many people don't even have 200,000 in their entire 401k or 403b or retirement accounts? And we're setting up accounts where people can withdraw this every year in the future. Powerful strategies, right? All the way into your 70s and 80s. That's how the rich keeps getting richer, right? All the way. If you live until age 100, all the way there's money. All the way there's money. You mapping out this child's entire future, not just for college, entire future until death. And the beauty is, even when we pass away, we're still going to leave an estate behind. Because if we pass away at age 114, we leave 461,000 behind. We're not dying and leaving debt. We're going to die and leave wealth. We're going to die rich. We're going to die and leave money. This is what we want everybody to do for themselves and their kids. Because two things for sure is going to happen. We're going to die and we're going to get sick. What do you have to protect those two when it does happen? And prior to that, let's set up these kids. Let's set up these kids and create millionaire babies. We're having babies. Let's make sure they're millionaire babies, right? Let's make sure they're millionaires and not just babies and they're struggling and they're robbing and they're doing all this crazy stuff because they need money, or they're not going to school because they don't want to incur student loan. Right? So with that being said, I'm sure all of you want one of these plans. I'm sure all of you know somebody who has a niece, a nephew, a stepchild, a godchild. Get in touch with the person who invited you, right? Get in touch with us. Let us customize a plan for you. If your budget is $100, your budget is $200, your budget, whatever your budget is, get in touch with us so we can customize a plan for you based on your needs and your goal. And I'm going to turn it back over to Vita to close us out. Thank you, guys.
Wow, wow. Wasn't that amazing? Come on, can we see some thumbs up on the chat? That was indeed a fantastic, great job, Odetta. Thank you so much. I'm sure everyone who is here, those who are here for the first time, I'm sure you're impressed. And you probably never heard this information before. So thank you for coming on. Thank you for taking the time. And I'm sure if you have any more questions, just contact the person who invited you. Let us set up a one-on-one so you can have your other questions answered, and let us get the ball rolling. Don't delay. Do not delay. Let us start stacking our coins and saving for our children and leaving them something, generational wealth. We're going to start now. We're going to start today. So thank you all again, and thank you, Odetta. And I hope to hear from my guests, and I'm sure other guests who are on tonight. The agents are hoping to hear from them soon. So let us all keep the ball rolling. Thank you again, and have a great night and a great weekend. Thank you, everyone.